Restaurants in America are on life support, and many of the big names you grew up with might not survive the year. In an economy where even basic groceries are burning holes in people's pockets, eating out is becoming a luxury fewer and fewer can afford. The cracks in the industry are everywhere, and it's not just small local eateries feeling the heat. Giant chains with decades of history are buckling under financial pressure, mismanagement, and outdated business models. From pizza giants losing money faster than they can bake pies to seafood empires collapsing under the weight of their own debt, 2025 is shaping up to be a graveyard for once-beloved brands. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into the harsh reality behind 15 restaurant chains that are in deep, deep trouble. Some of these names might shock you. Companies you thought were untouchable are crumbling, and the clock is ticking fast. So buckle up, because what's coming for these chains is nothing short of brutal. 15. Little Caesars Pizza. As shocking as it sounds, the NFL's official pizza partner is teetering on the edge of collapse. Little Caesars Pizza is facing mounting financial troubles, and the numbers tell a grim tale. For every $5 in sales, franchisees reportedly take home just 90 cents in profit, a staggering statistic that raises serious questions about the chain's sustainability. A detailed analysis reveals that starting a Little Caesars franchise requires an upfront investment of over $1 million, but annual revenues barely scrape past $798,000. That's a crushing financial gap for operators, many of whom are being forced to close their doors. Insiders report that franchisee dissatisfaction is skyrocketing, with some openly accusing corporate management of implementing policies that make profitability nearly impossible. Rising ingredient costs, including the skyrocketing price of cheese, and unrelenting competition from fast-growing chains like Domino's and Pizza Hut, are squeezing the chain from all sides. Without substantial restructuring or relief from corporate management, Little Caesars may find itself dethroned from its once secure position in the pizza market by 2025. 14. Joe's Crab Shack. Once a favorite family seafood spot, Joe's Crab Shack has been rapidly slipping into obscurity. The chain, which thrived in the 1990s with its quirky decor and overflowing crab platters, is now a shadow of its former self, operating with just 40 locations across 16 states. What's worse, 2 of its flagship locations suffered devastating fires this year, and sources suggest insurance payouts won't cover the massive rebuilding costs. A history of financial instability continues to haunt the brand, which has declared bankruptcy twice in the past 2 decades. Even loyal patrons are being driven away by what they describe as overpriced and declining quality meals. Joe's has also been plagued by management turnover and disputes with landlords, leading to closures in key markets. With inflation hitting seafood prices particularly hard, the cost of Joe's signature dishes is becoming increasingly prohibitive for its middle-class customer base. Industry experts believe it's only a matter of time before Joe's faces its third, and likely final, bankruptcy filing. 13. Fuddruckers. The once popular world's greatest hamburgers chain is on life support. Fuddruckers, which was synonymous with custom-built burgers and self-serve condiment stations, has been shrinking so rapidly that many people are surprised to learn it's still in business. From its peak of over 500 locations, the brand now operates fewer than 30, and those remaining stores are under intense financial pressure. Rising beef prices and stagnant customer interest have forced the chain to cut corners, leading to quality complaints from once loyal customers. Adding insult to injury, the brand has struggled to adapt to the online delivery boom, leaving it outmatched by competitors like Shake Shack and Five Guys. In a desperate bid to stay relevant, Fuddruckers announced ambitious expansion plans earlier this year, but analysts are skeptical. With no clear differentiator in a market flooded with gourmet and fast-casual burger chains, Fuddruckers could soon find itself in the annals of restaurant history. 12. Denny's. The quintessential 24-hour diner is struggling to stay afloat in an era of changing consumer habits and labor shortages. Denny's has closed dozens of locations this year, with franchisees blaming high operational costs and insufficient foot traffic. A particularly damning viral video earlier this year showed customers stepping into the kitchen to cook their own meals at an understaffed Denny's in Texas, highlighting the brand's critical staffing issues. On top of that, a wave of lawsuits accusing Denny's of food safety violations and poor working conditions has tarnished its reputation. Inflation is eating into the margins of its famously affordable menu items, forcing the chain to raise prices, a move that has alienated its budget-conscious customer base. Franchise owners are reportedly clashing with corporate leadership over costly renovations and technology upgrades that they can't afford. Without a dramatic turnaround, industry watchers say the chain may be forced to shut down even more locations in 2025. 11. Ruby Tuesday. Ruby Tuesday's decline has been so gradual that it's almost gone unnoticed, but the chain is now on the brink of extinction. Once boasting over 700 locations, Ruby Tuesday has been reduced to just 200 outlets across 11 states. A shocking contraction for a brand that once dominated the casual dining market. Since filing for bankruptcy in 2021, the company has struggled to regain its footing, and its financial performance in 2023 suggests the situation is only worsening. In Wisconsin, Connecticut, and Texas, multiple locations were shuttered this year due to low sales, with rumors swirling that many more closures are imminent. Ruby Tuesday's traditional focus on sit-down dining is proving to be a liability in a post-pandemic world where takeout and delivery are king. Combined with an aging brand image and increasing competition from modernized chains, Ruby Tuesday's survival past 2025 looks highly uncertain. 10. Friendly's. Founded in 1935, Friendly's has been a staple of Americana for nearly a century, but its long run may finally be coming to an end. Known for its ice cream and casual dining experience, Friendly's has been steadily closing locations over the past few years, with only a fraction of its restaurants still in operation. High menu prices, outdated decor, and dwindling customer interest have turned Friendly's into a relic in a highly competitive industry. A bankruptcy filing in 2020 gave the chain a temporary lifeline, but sales have continued to decline, and insiders say that Friendly's current financial situation is dire. Efforts to rebrand and attract younger customers have largely fallen flat, leaving the chain stuck in a no-man's land of irrelevance. If Friendly's disappears in 2025, it will mark the end of an era for generations of Americans who grew up enjoying its iconic Sundays and family-friendly atmosphere. 10. Panera Bread. Panera Bread, long celebrated for its clean eating promise and artisanal bread bowls, is sinking deeper into financial and operational woes. The chain is feeling the heat from fast casual competitors that are undercutting Panera's premium pricing model with cheaper, equally fresh alternatives. Add to that the meteoric rise in the price of wheat and dairy, and the brand's cost structure has turned into a ticking time bomb. Franchisees are reportedly furious over corporate mandates to invest in high-tech drive-through systems and digital kiosks, which are failing to deliver the promised return on investment. Worse yet, loyal customers have begun complaining about a noticeable drop in food quality, with some alleging that even the famous soups and salads are no longer Panera standard. A scathing insider report claims that the chain's workforce is buckling under unmanageable workloads, leading to a mass exodus of employees in key markets. As Panera attempts to cut costs while maintaining its premium image, experts predict that without serious restructuring, 2025 could spell disaster for the brand. 9. Red Lobster. Red Lobster, once the crown jewel of mid-tier seafood dining, is drowning in financial instability. The chain's ambitious promotions, like the endless shrimp and ultimate feast deals, are proving to be less of a lure for customers and more of a financial sinkhole for the company. Rising seafood prices, fueled by climate change and declining global fish stocks, have turned the chain's signature dishes into liabilities. Reports suggest that many Red Lobster locations are operating at a loss, with smaller franchisees quietly closing underperforming stores. Even more troubling is the customer sentiment surrounding the chain. Once a go-to for date nights and celebrations, Red Lobster is increasingly seen as outdated and overpriced. Critics have slammed its over-reliance on frozen ingredients, which tarnishes its fresh-from-the-sea image. Analysts warn that unless drastic changes are made, such as a complete menu overhaul or a pivot to sustainable sourcing practices, Red Lobster may not survive another turbulent economic year. 8. Applebee's. Applebee's is clinging to life as it grapples with a brutal combination of declining sales and rising operational costs. While it was once known as a neighborhood-friendly place for casual dining, the chain is now finding itself out of step with changing consumer preferences. The brand's reliance on heavy, calorie-dense comfort food isn't resonating with health-conscious millennials and Gen Z diners, who are opting for fresher, more innovative options. Meanwhile, inflation has caused the cost of basic ingredients to skyrocket, forcing the chain to raise menu prices, alienating its core middle-class customer base. To make matters worse, Applebee's decision to shutter multiple underperforming locations in suburban and rural areas has tarnished its reputation as a community-first restaurant. Executives are reportedly scrambling to launch new marketing campaigns and menu innovations. But skeptics argue that the brand's identity crisis and financial struggles are too deeply ingrained. With fewer customers walking through its doors, Applebee's may face a grim reckoning by the end of 2025. 7. Burger King. Burger King may still be the self-proclaimed king of fast food, but its empire is crumbling. While the chain has long been a staple of the burger industry, its inability to compete with fast-rising rivals like Wendy's and Five Guys is eroding its market share. Franchisees are reporting a sharp drop in profits, thanks to rising beef and potato prices coupled with intense promotional campaigns that offer little return on investment. For example, the 2 for $5 deals have done little more than attract bargain hunters who aren't sticking around for full-priced meals. The chain is also losing credibility with its younger audience, who view its marketing campaigns as outdated and out of touch. Meanwhile, multiple locations have been forced to close due to health violations and mounting operational costs. Insiders reveal that morale within the company is at an all-time low, with reports of franchisee disputes and a lack of strategic direction from leadership. Some analysts believe that without a dramatic turnaround, Burger King may soon lose its crown for good. 6. IHOP. The International House of Pancakes is in a sticky situation, and not just because of syrup. IHOP, once synonymous with leisurely breakfasts and comfort food, is reeling from declining customer traffic and rising food costs. While other breakfast chains like Waffle House and Cracker Barrel have carved out loyal niches, IHOP has struggled to define its place in a competitive landscape. Reports from franchisees reveal widespread dissatisfaction with the company's corporate leadership, which is mandating costly remodels and technology upgrades at a time when many locations are barely breaking even. Compounding these issues is the chain's over-reliance on coupons and promotions, which have done little to drive long-term customer loyalty. Many diners are also complaining about deteriorating food quality, with social media rife with anecdotes about rubbery pancakes and lukewarm coffee. Analysts predict that unless IHOP can recapture its former charm and attract new customers, the chain could see even more closures in 2025. 5. Chili's. Chili's is known for its sizzling fajitas and crowd-pleasing margaritas, but behind the scenes, the brand is in hot water. The casual dining chain is grappling with a significant drop in foot traffic, as inflation-strapped customers cut back on discretionary dining. A recent report revealed that Chili's has been forced to shut down several underperforming locations across the Midwest and Southeast, citing unmanageable overhead costs. On top of that, the brand's attempts to modernize its image, such as introducing robot servers and digital-only menus, have alienated its older, less tech-savvy customers. Franchisees are also at odds with corporate leadership over increasing fees and shrinking profit margins, leading to speculation that some may abandon the brand altogether. With competition intensifying from fast casual restaurants like Chipotle and BJ's Brewhouse, Chili's is struggling to stay relevant. If the chain doesn't find a way to reverse its fortunes, many fear it won't survive the turbulent restaurant industry climate of 2025. 4. Outback Steakhouse. Outback Steakhouse, once a thriving destination for carnivores craving a bloomin' onion and a hearty steak, is in dire straits heading into 2025. Despite its long-standing popularity, the brand is bleeding customers and cash at an alarming rate. Rising beef prices have wreaked havoc on its profit margins, while labor shortages have led to long wait times and declining service quality, frustrating loyal patrons. Worse yet, a push to modernize the menu with trendy, plant-based options has backfired spectacularly, alienating its core audience of steak lovers who see the move as a betrayal of the brand's identity. Outback's iconic Aussie-themed marketing, once a charming gimmick, now feels dated to younger customers who are flocking to hipper, more modern eateries. Franchise owners are also buckling under the weight of mandatory upgrades, including new kitchen equipment and expanded seating areas that have failed to generate the expected ROI. If the company doesn't find a way to win back its core clientele while attracting new diners, the Outback Steakhouse chain could go extinct faster than a kangaroo on Wall Street. 3. Subway. The sandwich titan Subway is collapsing under its own weight as it heads into 2025, and the chain's problems run far deeper than stale bread and uninspired turkey slices. Over the years, Subway has lost its once dominant position in the fast food world, overtaken by fresher, more appealing competitors like Jersey Mike's and Jimmy John's. Franchisees are increasingly vocal about their frustrations with the company's outdated marketing strategies and unrelenting demands for expensive renovations, which many can no longer afford. Adding fuel to the fire, multiple locations have been shut down for health violations, and online reviews are rife with complaints about dirty dining areas and poor service. Meanwhile, a failed attempt to rebrand with better quality ingredients hasn't been enough to lure back customers who are skeptical of the chain's authenticity after years of negative press. Industry insiders say Subway's top-heavy corporate structure and franchise-first model are unsustainable, making it likely that more stores will close in 2025 unless a miracle turnaround occurs. 2. TGI Fridays. TGI Fridays, the once beloved staple of casual dining, is now just barely hanging on as it stumbles into 2025. Known for its loud, party-like atmosphere and never-ending appetizers, the chain is finding itself out of step with modern dining trends, which favor quieter, more intimate settings and locally sourced menus. Franchisees are reporting a sharp decline in traffic, with some locations experiencing a 25% drop in sales year over year. The company's attempt to pivot to delivery and takeout during the pandemic has been lackluster at best, with reports of cold, soggy food becoming a frequent complaint. Meanwhile, TGI Friday's signature happy hour specials, once a major draw, are becoming harder to sustain as alcohol prices soar and competition from craft breweries and upscale bars intensifies. Adding to its woes, the brand is losing relevance with younger diners who see it as a relic of the 2000s. Without a major image overhaul and a renewed focus on customer satisfaction, TGI Fridays might not make it to the end of the decade. 1. Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut, once the undisputed leader in the pizza delivery business, is on the verge of a full-blown crisis heading into 2025. The chain, which has struggled to compete with more agile rivals like Domino's and Papa John's, is now facing a trifecta of challenges: declining sales, rising costs, and a tarnished reputation. Franchisees are abandoning ship in droves, citing unmanageable operational costs and outdated business practices that fail to address the needs of modern consumers. Reports indicate that dozens of Pizza Hut locations have quietly closed over the past year, with many more teetering on the brink of closure. Customers are also complaining about the inconsistent quality of food and the chain's inability to deliver orders on time, a critical failure in the hyper-competitive pizza delivery market. Meanwhile, Pizza Hut's dine-in model, once a key differentiator, has become an albatross around its neck, as most consumers now prefer the convenience of takeout or delivery. Industry experts are calling 2025 a make-or-break year for the brand, warning that without a bold reinvention, Pizza Hut's days as a household name may soon be over. And there you have it, the harsh reality for 15 major restaurant chains that may not survive the chaos of 2025. These aren't just small hiccups. These are deep cracks in the foundation of brands that once ruled the dining industry. Poor decisions, mounting debt, skyrocketing costs, and a changing economy are forcing them closer to the edge every single day. The truth is, no chain is too big to fail, and the next time you drive past one of these places, it might just have a "for lease" sign in the window. As consumers tighten their wallets and competitors innovate faster, these chains are being left in the dust. If you've got a favorite among them, now might be the time to pay one last visit, because by next year, these dining staples could be nothing more than a memory. Stay tuned for more updates on the turbulent food industry, because as these chains fall, more are sure to follow. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for the hard truths no one else will tell you.